Well, hello there, my friends. I am, as the sun comes out here in London this morning. Today is election day in the United States. I lived in the States for about 17 years, so I'm feeling for my people today. I'm feeling for my people in the US. I'm also feeling for my UK people too, because we've got our second lockdown starting. It's essentially tomorrow night. So I guess this is lockdown 2 Eve. So with those things going on in the world, and you know, let's just be real. With the election, for example, in the cities, businesses are boarding up in anticipation of the trouble they expect, no matter what way it goes, and that's really unfortunate. And so I wanted to, with that kind of backdrop of stuff going on, I know there's a lot of tension, a lot of people are nervous about the election tonight, and also people are nervous here about a second lockdown and the implications of that. So at a moment like this, I decided to make this video, and I'm going to do a quick general reading for you all, hopefully to give you some light and inspiration for this challenging moment. I'm not going to talk about politics, not going there, not doing it. There's enough of it going around. So I'm using my Zen Tarot deck, my original. I'm doing my favorite spread from this deck. I'm picking 5 cards in a diamond spread, and I'm picking those right now. And these general readings have been really accurate. I did my first one in one of my episodes, and it turned out really well, and I enjoy doing them. So let's see, hopefully this will be a positive one. So, oh, look at this. So what's happening at this moment? Now don't laugh when you see this. There's the card of harmony, which is of course the complete opposite of what's happening right now, but I'll explain that in a second. Then they're in the situations they are here. To the left of the center card is what's going on in the background, and this card was upside down, which means it's the opposite of it, and that is the card of ripeness, and that is in the background. Now, sometimes for me, when a card comes in upside down, it means the opposite. Other times, it depends on the relationship with the other cards. Other times for me, it's like I ignore it. It depends on the collection of cards. To the right, yeah, I just know, for some reason, it looks like some of the cards which just came in, yeah, a couple of them have come in upside down. So I'm gonna choose to ignore that just because it doesn't feel right with that. What's going on in front of us? Now, I know when people see a card like this, the creator, they're thinking, how is this happening right in front of us? When they see a card like this, is what's happening right now. This is the wish of everybody, of what it could be right now. Everyone, I don't care what side you're on, or how much you hate one political candidate or the other, nobody wants this trouble, and that's possibly coming. And I hope there isn't. I really hope there isn't. That's what these cards are about. Now, so to the left is the card that is what's in the background that we may not be aware of. To the right is the card of what's in front of us that we are absolutely aware of. And I'm going to explain this because I know it does seem to be out of place. To me, not at all. Now, then there's the final 2 cards. The first card is what is the solution to the situation, and that is the card of Beyond Illusion. I don't think there could be a better card than this. I recently got a brand new deck called the Starseed Oracle. There's a card in here, and there's a little small earth on the card, and the rest of the card is just, space. And you see this tiny little earth right there in the middle. And why I love this card is because it says underneath, zoom out. And that's what we need to do, when all this stuff is happening tonight, and all it gets people's emotions going, and they get fired up, and people are scared if their candidate doesn't win. But what I'd say to you, we have to look beyond the illusion of what we're being presented with. Just reminds you, there is a Senate and a Congress. There are presidents can only stay in office for 2 terms. So if Trump gets in and that's not your man, it's another 4 years and then there'll be another candidate. If Joe Biden gets in, it's not the end of the world, 4 years from now. And as checks and balances are there with the Senate and the Congress, I know that most of you probably won't hear those words I'm saying, but it's true. At the end of the day, also, presidents really do have limited power. If you stop and zoom out and think about it, it's actually, there's very little that they can truly do. If you take, for example, Obama, even when he had both houses, was struggling to get things done. So it's the office has limits to what it can do, and it has its checks and balances. So at the end of the day, if you can step out and have that perspective, and also with the lockdown here in the UK, it's a similar type of thing. I mean, I'm upset about it. I can argue with you and debate with you about why I think this has not been handled correctly and we shouldn't be doing this, but it's happening, and the bottom line is this can't go on forever. So many businesses are being affected, people's mental health is being affected. At the end of the day, they're going to have to find another way to do it, because it's not, if we're going back to a second lockdown, obviously it's not working what they're doing. So this beyond illusion, we have to look beyond what's happening at this, as the expression goes, this too shall pass. In the end, they're going to have to find a different way. This is not going to be the only virus that's ever going to come out. And so we can't shut down our whole world every time a new virus comes out. We've got to find another solution, and hopefully they will find one. The final card, which is what is the resolution? Now, this is I can understand how some people might see this as a troubling card, but that is Thunderbolt, which is also, I believe, the Tower card in a standard tarot deck. Now, this obviously looks like, the end of the world, crash bang wallop, people falling off a tower and all the rest of it. But that's, if you take it in its literal sense, that's not the resolution. But it's really a simple reminder to us that, sometimes in order for things to get where we want them to be, in order for things to be what we really want, which is harmony, sometimes things have to get a little bit messed up in the way that they've been at the moment. But if you think about this huge amount of different things that have come together, first of all, you have the virus happening, and then you have George Floyd is killed, and then there's the protests begin, and then there were, apart from the protests, there were people who were taking it too far, there were people who were rioting, the whole thing started. And so there's been so much going on in the world, and it's a lot for people to deal with, where everyone is just sick of it, everyone is tired of it, everybody wants harmony to come back, and that's why this card is in the middle. That's why this is front and center, because this is what everybody wants. It's not what's happening, but it's what we all want. And who knows, we could be surprised at how people react this evening. Right, this means that things are coming to its fruition, which is also connected into this card, which I'm going to explain in a second. Basically, the fruit is right here, ready to drop. So the good times are coming. We just need to be patient. I know it seems when we're in the middle of all this that, how is this possible? But sometimes the fact we've gone through all this trouble and difficulty, it's been an extraordinary year, 2020. Even Sean Connery passing the other day, some people would say, well, what has that got to do with, it's just another wonderful artist passed, and another reason for us to go, what the hell is going on with 2020? But this is just a card saying that sometimes we have to go through upheaval, we have to go through things not going well in order to kind of clear things out and start over, so we can have this ripeness, which you can't see right now, but it is coming. The harmony, as I said, is the wish of everyone. I think even people who are furiously angry and jumping up and down, screaming and shouting, at this moment, they still, somewhere in their heart, they would like there to be harmony. And I know tonight, as the election results come in, that may not be the prevailing emotion, but at this moment in time, the calm before the storm, there's that wish in everyone's heart of, please don't let there be trouble. Now, when you have a card like this, the Creator, you're thinking, how is that right up in front of us? It's kind of like, we have a choice in front of us, and that is the choice to go with the energy of love, the flow of the universe, the energy of source of our higher power or not. And that's the choice that we all have right in front of us. This energy, this power, this connection we have to our higher power that's in all of us. And we have a choice in front of us. Are we going to go with love and understanding of one another, or are we not? And that's just the way it is. That's what's right in front of us. So I'm going to go through it again. Harmony, the wish of what we all wish now in the calm before all these changes that are taking place here in the UK with the second lockdown and in the US with the election. This is what's going on in the background, which is very simply, as I said, ripeness. Good things are coming. They're just about to pop. I know it doesn't feel like that for everyone, but it's coming. It's inevitable. Because as I said, these lockdowns cannot continue forever. People will literally rise up. They will. Enough is enough. At a certain point, the government, just the things they're saying don't make sense. They're not adding up. The numbers are very obviously being tampered with. And so the purpose of me saying all that is because it leads on to the question why. Why is this happening, and why would they be doing that? But we're not going to go down the rabbit hole with that. But it is a question that's there. But for me, the ripeness is what's coming. Because it's inevitable. The fruit is there. It's coming. People are eventually going to say, "We're done. This is not acceptable. We want another solution. This is not working." Again, what's right in front of us, to remind us all that we are connected, we all are one, we have our connection here to source, to our higher power, and we have a choice now in front of us. Are we going to live up to our connection? Are we going to be connected with our higher power, or are we going to disconnect and go to anger and fear? That is a choice that we all have. We have to see beyond the illusion. That's the challenge. Are you going to connect, or are you not going to connect? It's right there in front of us. It's a choice. That's what's in front of us, the choice. So again, it's like the wish, what we all want, what's coming, it's good. The choice that we have, and this is the challenge, to see beyond illusion. What is presented to us on television in regard to politics or the virus is not all true, in case you haven't figured that out yet. And so, do you keep watching it? That's totally up to you. Is there some truth in there? Absolutely. But there's a lot of things in there that are untrue as well. For whatever reason, I'm not going to argue with you about it, but you don't have to watch the TV anywhere in the world to recognise that. Propaganda is happening on television, my friends. So, it feels like it's the end of the world to some of us, I know, and the thunderbolt is coming. But what I would say to you is that through all the changes that has been 2020, sometimes, we have to go through a challenging year like this to go into 2021 and to have a much better, optimistic, upbeat, new beginning of a year. A lot of my spiritual friends and mentors are talking about big changes coming this year, and a positive shift spiritually for the whole planet, for all of us. So that's why this card does not surprise me at all. Ripeness, things are about to change, and for the positive, the fruit's about to drop. My friends, I hope that these cards brought you some food for thought and inspiration. I know it's a challenging moment right now. I have nothing but love for you all, and sending that out to you right now. And please remember, no matter how difficult it feels in the next couple of days in the lockdown, or how difficult it feels if your person doesn't win, just take a deep breath and remember, this too shall pass. In terms of the election, like I said, there's checks and balances, my friends. Please remember there's the Senate and the Congress. And if you step back and zoom out and you realise that presidents really do have limited power, they can't just do anything they want, regardless of what we might fear. If your person doesn't get in 4 years from now, it'll be somebody else's turn. So this too shall pass. Please try and have perspective and zoom out of all of this, and try and see beyond the illusion. My friends, as I said, I've got nothing but love for you. Sending that love to you right now, and let's love one another and be patient and understanding with one another. And as I keep saying, this too shall pass.